Okay, we're going to continue. I answered a phone and my phone shut off, so this is part 2 of what we're talking about, mushroom barley soup. We need a half a cup of diced bell pepper. We've got a lot of rain coming in, and this is just what I need for a day like today. Yep, that's a half a cup. That's all we need is a half a cup of bell pepper. And let me see what else. I tell you my shorthand on all these recipes. I have to figure out and remember what I was doing. Okay, they want 4.5 ounces of sliced mushrooms. I'm gonna have to pull my scale out for that. I have a recipe that uses tomatoes and mushrooms together, and it's so good. And it's actually a side dish, a vegetable side dish. That'll do it. So I'm going to take these, and I think I'm going to do the tomatoes with them. Let me show you how I do it. They're really nice as a side dish. Egad, I hate it when I go shopping. I love shopping, but I hate it at the same time. You know why I hate shopping? I always run out of room in the refrigerator. And I love canning, but I hate canning because I run out of room. And I keep on canning. Oh well. If nothing else, we eat well, and that's good. It's a petty complaint. I'm not really complaining. All right, so 4.5 ounces of mushrooms is 2, 4, 6, 8, about 9. Okay, if you want the number, that's how many. They want these sliced. Okay, I can do that. I was in the store and I said, oh, I've got to make stock. And I said, you know what you'd like today? It's raining. Mushroom barley soup. I said, yeah, I need the bones. Yeah, I'll make stock next week. also found out, if you don't know this, that you know corn syrup that you buy, it's made out of corn husk after you eat all the corn. You know that husk that you leave, the core that you leave, that you don't eat? That. They actually make corn syrup from actually, so if you're eating corn and you collect all those, I have a recipe that says how to make it. I was shocked, and I said, oh, is this where, I thought it was the kernels, I thought maybe it was the husk, I thought it maybe was this, but it wasn't. It's actually what you leave after you eat corn on the cob. When you think about it, women did all this in the kitchen. This was our glory, not just in the kitchen, but with our family and caring for our family. Did they live long? Probably not, just from hard work and trying to survive, you know. Or injury from what they had to do. Fending off, hunting the animals. Yeah, that was a lot. I'd like to do a live video, but I don't know how in the name of God to do it. I know how to do a live video chat with my girlfriends, but I don't know how to do it for the America's Home Cooking. I'll get it down. Matter of fact, YouTube got in touch with me and they sat there and said, would you know to play a game? And I said, yeah. Whereas I ask you a question and I give you multiple choice and you choose, but I can't find it now. It's gone. I don't know where it went. And I thought that would be fun, but I don't know where it's at. So we're getting all this chopped up so we don't have to worry about it later. Let's see what else I'm going to put in this. Oh, I thought I had my glasses on. We need 1 medium onion chopped. Here's my scissors. I need to cut something. Okay, Sandra. Oh. Oh yeah, it's getting to me. Oh, this onion is ripe. The first time I had mushroom barley soup was at is it called Second Avenue restaurant. It was the first time I ever had mushroom barley soup. And I enjoyed it. It was immense. We went on a winter day, maybe autumn. Listen, the autumn's up here when I first came up here, because we used to think 50 degrees was cold in Texas. Man, what they call autumn here, it can be in the 40s, and that's autumn, and I'm freezing at this point, because as far as I'm concerned, it was dead winter for me. And it was recommended for me to try mushroom barley soup. Something hot would make you feel warm. Oh, they came out with it. It smelled so good. And I wanted this recipe. Boy, did I want this recipe. I said, this is a really nice soup to have. My father wasn't big on soups, so my mother would use Campbell's soup can. We'd have canned tomato, cream mushroom, but cream mushroom is nothing like homemade cream mushroom. I think we put whiskey or sherry in it when you make it at home. It is really, really good. But my mother would make minestrone periodically, but we didn't have, she'd make onion soup for Thanksgiving and Christmas. I didn't like it. Well, being a little girl, I wasn't overly fond of onions, unless they were putting other stuff. But don't give me a soup full of onions. I'm not gonna eat that. But she made it for the adults, not for the children. And those are the basic soups that she made. She didn't make a lot of soups. But up here you have clam chowders, and you have different kinds of stews and soups and stuff, so it's really nice. And then I learned about gumbos, and that's good too. So I've learned a lot. Put it up here. And we need 2 tablespoons of butter. Because I met a lot of people with different cultures, and they made things different, and this is where I got all this versatility, was because of them, and I have to thank them, because that's where it all came from. My mother might have started it, but my friends, my husband and my friends opened the door wide open. And now I have almost 200 cookbooks, so believe you me. The only one I have trouble making is Chinese food. Boy, do I have trouble making that one. I've never had Japanese food because they have it raw. And I saw a program that just made me sick to my stomach, and I said, I can't. I saw them cut the tail off a lobster. They cooked it, and the lobster was still crawling around without his tail. They put him on the plate with his tail that was already sauteed on the plate. This guy was eating his tail, this lobster's tail, and the lobster is slowly dying. I said, that's it. I will never eat Japanese food. That was it. If it runs across my plate, I'm not eating it. I know it sounds funny, but that left a lasting mark. And I felt so sorry. If I was there, I think I would have smashed the head of the lobster just so he didn't suffer anymore. I just can't see it. Then I saw another woman. She sat there. She bought a live lobster, and she told the guy, cut the belly open, slice it open, and I want you to sprinkle these seasonings into it. And I just looked, I said, that lobster's going to suffer. He suffered with all those herbs that are burning his insides up. And he's got rubber bands on his claws, and he can't defend himself. And she says, thank you. And I said, I can't. I can't. I'm sorry, I can't. I know it might sound funny, but it's just like my chicken. I had a pet rooster. He went cock-a-doodle-doo. We were in a neighborhood, you couldn't have him. So his head came off. I cried. He was my pet. But once he was dead, the soul wasn't there. I was all right. You know, I could eat the chicken and it was good. But while he was alive, he had a life. I can't. I think I'll starve to death if I have to go hunting. I'll eat greens, but I'm going to starve to death. I don't know if there's a lot of women like me, but I just can't. My father took me hunting, and when I saw the deer was so beautiful, minding its business, and it was beautiful, just the whole scene was beautiful, of walking through the woods and stuff. My father, I said, please don't shoot it, Daddy, please don't. He shot it, but at least he hit it in the head, so it died instantaneously. The meat was delicious, but while it's alive, this girl does not have a heart for it. But anyway, we got our vegetables and the butter ready. Now, we have about 15 more minutes and we'll be taking the bones out and we'll be adding this, and the soup should be ready shortly after. Okay, we're putting the butter and the vegetables into a frying pan, and we are going to saute these. I haven't turned the burner on yet, but I will. The mushrooms and everything are going in here. Once we saute these for a bit, then we're going to put them in here and we'll be cooking them a little longer. Try and get everything together. So, these are the bones I'm taking out now. I know who's going to love these bones. Bonnie. We'll add salt after we add this, and we're going to let it cook about another 30 minutes, and then it will be completely done. But we're sauteing this now. Take those bones and you actually roast them at 425 until they're nice and brown and roasted. Then that's when you start making the soup, because you're cooking the flavor that's going to be going in here. And I just took them out because I don't need them now, but I know who wants them. Save them for stock? Sure I could, but I know Bonnie will enjoy this, and so will Winter, my neighbor's daughter. She said I can give them, and I said don't worry, I'll give them all kinds of bones, but no fish and no pork, because that's very dangerous for them. My cat loved fish, but we were always having to pull the fish bones out of his throat. They always got stuck, and they said cats are good at it. It seems he wanted the bones and everything. And we had more than once. Had to go down his throat and pull out the fish bones. Thank God my husband was in medicine. That's it, no more eggshells until I blend those up. So as you see me doing all these things, can you imagine what the stoves did? The cast iron stoves women had. They had everything going. Somebody watched women long enough to say they need this, 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 and this, and this, and this. And they set it all up for them. So it's really nice how they did it. And now, because everybody buys everything, they're cutting further and further back on the stoves. And now some people just use a microwave to cook, so you just don't know. The stoves, as I know, have changed tremendously. So when that's done sauteing, I'll be back. Okay. They're sauteed, and now we're going to put them in here and adjust it for salt. If your liquid's a little low and you want it a little more, you can sit there and add some stock to it, because you don't really want to use water and dilute it any, because you'll lose the richness of the soup. This makes about enough, they said, a cup, 8 cups or something. 8 people, they say. I'm using my salt mixture. But this is where we salt it to taste, and you let it cook for another 20-30 minutes, and then it's ready to eat. And it does smell good. Nothing is added, that's it. Take care and have a wonderful afternoon. Bye-bye.